It's been over 70 years since Paul Klipsch created the world-renowned Klipschorn loudspeaker, which represented his goal of recreating the feel of live music in your home. He built the Klipschorn adhering to 4 design principles: high efficiency, low distortion, controlled directivity, and flat frequency response. As a matter of fact, I'm standing in front of one of the most current models of the Klipschorn right now. While the Klipschorn gets a lot of attention, being the flagship of Klipsch speakers, some of the other models offer a lot of its sonic characteristics at a much more affordable price point, while also taking up much less space in your listening room. In today's video, we will compare 2 of their most popular models, the Forte III and the Heresy III. The original Heresy was introduced in 1957. The Heresy used a horn-loaded tweeter and mid-range driver with a conventional woofer. The Forte came out many years later in 1985 and quickly became the best-selling speaker Klipsch had ever made. The Forte is a larger version of the Heresy with a horn-loaded tweeter and mid-range, conventional woofer with the addition of a rear-firing passive radiator. Klipsch brought it back in 2017 with their Heritage series. Both of these speakers share several common attributes. They both use furniture-grade wood veneers with choices of walnut, cherry, or black ash. The Forte III also has an option of oak. Not only do they use great veneers, but each speaker pair is also grain matched with panels that come from the same timber. A pair travels through the factory as a pair and receives sequential serial numbers. You'll be able to hand these down to the next generation. They are made to last. The Forte III and Heresy III are very efficient with the same efficiency rating of 99 dB. In the world of speaker efficiency, a rating like this means a good 20-watt amp will provide all the power you'll ever need. You'll get dual 5-way speaker binding posts for bar wiring or bi-amping on both models as well. Physically, both of these are considered floor-standing speakers. Although with the Heresy, you do have the option of removing the angled base and putting it on a shelf. However, that's going to be one heck of a large shelf. The amount of floor space you need to allocate is very similar for each model. The Heresy is about 13¼ inches deep by 15½ wide, while the Forte III is 13 inches deep and 16 inches wide. You'll need some muscle to move around the Forte III as it weighs in at 72 pounds, while the Heresy is a little easier to manage at 44 pounds. While both speakers are a 3-way horn design, the speaker components used in each model are different. Klipsch specs show us the Heresy uses their K107 Ti compression tweeter, the K53 Ti compression midrange, and a K28E woofer. The Forte III has its K100 Ti compression tweeter, K70 compression midrange, and K28i woofer. Klipsch has come up with a brand new horn design for the mid-range driver on the Forte III. This new patented driver ups the ante on mid-range dispersion. The woofers in both are very similar. However, in the Forte III, it's augmented with a 15-inch rear-firing passive radiator. When comparing speakers, you have to be careful to make sure you compare at the same exact volume level. This was very easy with the Heresy III and Forte III, as they are both exactly the same efficiency. We set them up in one of our audio rooms. We used a Prima Luna Prologue Premium integrated amp. The source was our trusty Cambridge audio CD player. Everything was connected up with entry-level transparent audio cables. We then set the speakers up asymmetrically on the same wall so they were the same distance apart and towed in each pair slightly. The first CD was from a band called Flim and the BBs. The album was called Tunnel. We used the 4-track Mermaid. This cut has a piano, a clarinet that is very closely mic'd, and some percussion. The Heresy III portrayed the piano very well with natural tones and good dynamic impact. When the clarinet came in, you could hear the tones of the wood body well. The light percussion sounded fantastic and clean. All in all, a very enjoyable sound. We then switched to the Forte III and started the track over. We could immediately hear much more definition on the piano, and it sounded much bigger. There were also far more harmonics on the Forte III with the clarinet as well. And both the piano and the clarinet were more out into the room and outside the speakers. Our last track is one that we suspect many people have used to test out classic speakers like these. Whole Lot of Love from Led Zeppelin II. We cranked up the volume a bit for this one and let it rip on the Heresy III. This track was a lot of fun on the Heresy III. If we had not been switching between them in the Forte III, we'd have probably been very happy, but we could not wait to flip over to the Forte III. When we got the Forte III going, we noticed a huge difference in bass impact. If you know this track, about 90 seconds in, you get a lot of percussion sounds. These were also clearer and more open on the Forte III. It does have a better horn tweeter in mid-range, so no big surprise there. The next thing that happens on this track is while the percussion stays rock solid, the guitar and vocal lines move all over the place as they really played around with the mix on this track. When this was happening on the Heresy III, it just sounded like the guitar moved from one speaker to the other, like an old-time stereo effect. On the Forte III, we felt a much more three-dimensional presentation. It even sounded like the music was coming from outside of the speakers. The light cymbal work also sounded less strained and more effortless on the Forte III. When the music comes back together at the end, things just sounded amazing. This $4,000 speaker was giving us rock and roll goosebumps. In conclusion, both of these Klipsch Heritage speakers are a ton of fun to listen to. If you get the Heresy III and never hear a Forte III, you will likely be happy, although we do wish it had a bigger soundstage. We feel the $1,400 total cost jump up to the Forte III is worth every single penny. If you would like to test these out and compare these speakers yourself, feel free to visit one of our showrooms in Raleigh or Charlotte. We would love to give you a demonstration. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. On our channel, we review amazing products from all around the world. Thanks for watching.